This is the pre-lab video for experiment 6. Notice that this lab experiment is not in the lab manual, so there's a handout posted on Blackboard. The experiment is thin layer chromatography, and that's often abbreviated TLC. We're going to analyze some drug components, some painkillers, specifically caffeine, acetaminophen, acetanilide, phenacetin, aspirin, and ibuprofen. The goal of this experiment is to identify the components of an unknown analgesic by thin layer chromatography by comparing it to the thin layer chromatography of these known analgesics. Planning and preparing, we're going to collect and organize our glassware and chemicals. We're going to read one new lab technique this week, that's thin layer chromatography, which is in your lab manual. Here are the chemicals that we're going to be using. Here's our 6 analgesics. We're also going to be using dichloromethane and ethyl acetate. There will be no chemical reactions. We're not going to do any isolation or separation or any purification in this lab. So here's our methodology for analyzing 6 pure compounds that are unknown using TLC. We're going to prepare a development chamber. It's essentially going to be a 400 milliliter beaker where we're going to place in a ratio of 3:2 of ethyl acetate and methylene chloride. We're then also going to prepare solutions of our known analgesics by dissolving 20 milligrams of each in 2 milliliters of 1:1 methylene chloride ethanol solution. We're then going to prepare 2 TLC plates by marking them with a pencil. We're going to mark a starting line across both of them gently with a pencil, and we're going to mark these lanes right here. So we're going to mark 4 on each and number them 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to spot our TLC plates. What that means is we're going to transfer some of the liquid from our solutions over to the surface of the TLC plate. We're going to do that using a capillary tube. You can see in this picture, here is a capillary tube. It's been dipped in one of the solutions, and in this case, it wicks up because this is such a small capillary tube, it wicks up, and then when we touch it to the capillary tube, we actually draw some of that material out, leaving a small spot on that TLC plate. Once we've done that for all 8 of our samples, the unknown, caffeine, acetaminophen, acetanilide, phenacetin, aspirin, ibuprofen, and a second sample of our unknown, we're going to take these plates over to the UV light to actually make sure we've got enough material on there. In this example, there is too much material. The spots are too big, so we would redo those spots because they're just too big. They sort of blur together as our samples moved up the TLC plate. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to place our plates one at a time into the chamber, which has the ethyl acetate methylene chloride solution into it. We're then going to let that wick up this TLC plate till we reach a reasonable height, and then we're going to mark the solvent front with a pencil. We're going to take it over to the UV light to visualize those spots. We're going to mark each of those spots by drawing a circle around them and marking the top of the spot. Then we're going to measure this distance from the solvent front distance from the starting line, and we'll also measure the spot distances from the starting line, starting at the top. So let's review all that. Here I have a TLC plate, which is just silica on aluminum, in this case not on glass. I'm going to draw a line near the bottom, up approximately about 1 centimeter, and I'm going to put some hash marks in there. I'm then going to spot each of my samples on an individual hash mark. Because it's pencil, it does not interact with the solvents in my development chamber. I place my TLC plate in my development chamber and then start to wait. The solvent starts to wick up. I keep on waiting, and at some point I say the solvent front has moved far enough, and my spots will move up with that. For each of those spots, we need to calculate the distance the spot moved, the top in this case, relative to the distance that solvent moved. And so we're going to use a ruler, and I will take pictures of that. So we'll measure the distance from the starting line to the top of the solvent. We'll measure the distance for each one of these spots, starting line to the top of this spot, solvent line to the top of this spot. Do it for all of those and calculate our F values and then tabulate them. And that'll be part of your report. So here's the report. Tabulate all the RF values for all the spots that are marked. Describe the appearance and shape of each spot. Sometimes, in addition to just the RF value, we can look at the spot shape to tell a lot about what that compound is if we compare it to another known shape. So we'll use that information, both the RF values, the appearance and shape, to identify the components of our unknown analgesic. Then we're going to discuss those results and your reasoning for identifying the unknowns in the analgesic. Next, you're going to rank all the known compounds from least polar to most polar, and then you should discuss your RF values and their shapes based on that polarity that you've just determined. And finally, you notice in our results that some of our spots are not well defined, meaning that some of them have similar RF values. Describe a set of experiments that could be done to increase the separation of our known analgesics. That's it.